Welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast, a podcast about business, employment, sports, and entertainment to help educate, support, and guide you to your next level. Here's your host, attorney Sivonnia DeBarros.
You want to figure out, how can I add more dollars and cents to my bottom line? Then this is the conversation for you. Listen, I am just so excited to be here with you guys today. I actually always love talking about money. It is definitely one of those conversation pieces that I'm always trying to strategize and figure out, how can I create more money, more cash flow? Because when we are able to generate more cash flow, it gives us a window of opportunity to do more of the things that we are called to do, to help other people to also do the things that they're called to do, but also to allow us to do the things, at least some of the things that we want to do. Right? So I am Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, also the voice of protection, y'all. I am a licensed attorney, have been now going on 10 years. Can you believe it? 10 years. I can't even believe it sometimes. But I'm the founder and principal attorney of the SL DeBarros Law Firm and the founder or creator of Athletes Making Moves and the NIL Combine. So I am, like I said, I'm super excited to be here today. And if you're watching this live, if this is your first time hearing from me, hearing about me, seeing me, I want you to say what's up in the comments. What's up in the comments? So I see we have James Drayton in the building. What's up, James? I'm so glad that you could be here today. And one thing I do want to tell you guys before I forget, because there's a lot of things on my mind. So I definitely want to remind you guys, today is the first day of our all access pass promotion for our Labor Day sale. If you ain't got this pass yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can pre-order your pass right now. All you need to do is go to bit.ly. I'm going to put it in the comments for you. bit.ly all-access pass, but make sure you put that in all caps. That way you are taken to the right space. So you might be asking, what is inside of this all access pass? Well, guess what? It is every single session that we covered on the second annual NIL Combine Live. So if you want that, if you missed it, I would suggest that you get the all access pass so that you can have access to those recordings and help yourself to be better, right? Help yourself to start generating the income that you want around your own name, image, and likeness. Cool? All right, so today we are talking about turning your name, image, and likeness into revenue streams. Y'all, it's so many different ways that you can do this. If you are making money right now off of something that you've created or some type of talent that you have, guess what? You have turned yourself, your name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream. The problem is most people don't even recognize that that's what they're doing. Some people go in and they just want to do a fancy hobby. They spend their time doing it and they're too afraid to launch it. They're too afraid to tell other people about it. They're too afraid to charge for it or to charge properly. And so what happens is you don't make anything. You can't make a living off of a hobby. And you can't make a living off of something that other people don't know about. Okay, so we can't sit around creating things hoping that people see us or find out about us, because most of the times, it just won't. All right. Now, if you are great at your craft, it's possible. People may learn about you. They may learn about you through the word of mouth, other people who are referring them to you for whatever it is that you do or whatever product that you sell. All right. Now, I have clients, customers who are referred to me. That's a lot of my business. But I also have created things. I've also have created products. One of the products, we just talked about it, the all access pass. All right. So there are so many different things that you can do to create a revenue stream in your life, in your business. All right. So we're going to dive into that today. And I'm going to share with you guys 5 ways to turn your NIL into a revenue stream. How many ways? How many ways? 5 ways to turn your name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream. Before I dive into that, I do got to say this, y'all. I do got to say this. At the end of the day, I'm an attorney. I'm an attorney by trade. I am well practiced. I litigate cases at the state and federal level. I've seen it all, right? I've seen it all. So at the same time, while we're having these conversations around creating revenue streams, that's right, James, 5. While we're having conversations around these revenue streams, it's also important to understand that as you build or discover a different asset, when I say asset, I'm talking about something else that you have created of value around your name, image, and likeness. It is important that you start to put protection around it. What does protection look like? Protection looks like filing federal registrations, making sure that you engage in proper contracts, right? Talking with an attorney if that's what it takes. Don't wait till things get out of hand to then go and seek support from an attorney, all right? Or support from a financial advisor. That could be a great place to start. Hey, I have built this thing inside of my business, or this is something I think I might want to monetize. What financial strategies can I utilize to do that? If you already have certain savings, and if you have a financial advisor or a financial strategist, go to them. Do I have enough money saved up into my bank? Whatever that looks like. If that's a life insurance policy, if that's a retirement plan, if that's investment, you could legit fund your own shit. Like, I'm just saying. So, y'all, don't be out here struggling trying to figure out how to create revenue streams. And a lot of us do that. We go and we just start like create, but we don't have any guidance. And that's another reason why it's important that you find community. Find people who you can trust, who know what the hell they're talking about. So that way, you're not just blindly leading yourself to a dead end that wasn't ever going to work anyway. Does that make sense? So we want to do this with some sense, intellect, common sense, and professional support. All right. So at the same time, yes, you could do that with trademarks. James, he said, would trademarks be one of those protection measures? Absolutely. Absolutely. You could do that with trademarks, copyrights. If you created something that needs a patent and trademarks are not the same. Okay. So those are 3 ways to protect your intellectual property rights, your name, image, and likeness. Absolutely. You could do that with trademarks. Okay. So we're going to talk about these 5 things that you can do to monetize your name, image, and likeness. And you guys have seen it. You've seen it all over the place. We've been seeing it for years, for ages. Ain't nothing changed out here in these streets, right? The only thing that has changed is the fact that there's a new law allowing collegiate athletes to monetize their name, image, and likeness. You don't have to be a student athlete in order to monetize name, image, and likeness. You already got it, and there are certain rules that are already on the books that allow you to do this anyway. All right. So one of those things is right of publicity. You have publicity rights. It just is what it is. You have intellectual. We do have trademark enforcement. Okay. Which is one reason why you can go and sue somebody in court for violating a contract. You have the right to monetize your own name, image, and likeness. You don't have to be a student to do that. All right. So that's the first myth I want to bust for people. If you were thinking that way, well, I'm not a student athlete, so how can I turn name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream? Even if you weren't, you could still set up a business serving student athletes. All right. So let's dive into this. 5 ways to turn your name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream. We always hear about this, but sponsorships are huge. Sponsorships are huge. So I want you to think about maybe an up and coming college athlete, or maybe you were just so dope in college. Maybe some of the people that you surrounded yourself with is like, well, now I have this business and I really, really could use your support. But you also have a great following. You also have a great brand and great reputation. And someone is asking you, hey, can you sponsor this? Can you sponsor us? So basically, what you will end up doing is you will promote the brand. So it's almost like marketing in a way. You can promote the brand, you can promote it on advertisements like TV advertisements, radio with your voice. So here's your likeness. All right. So you can do it on radio, you can do it on social media. And basically what ends up happening is all you're doing is utilizing whatever that product is and sponsoring. You're saying almost like an endorsement. You're saying, hey, I use or I drink this particular water to help me rehydrate after my workouts. Right? So that's one way that you could clearly make some money. So one example would be college football player Deion Sanders Jr. He secured a sponsorship deal with a local car dealership. Well, think about Angel Reese, a young lady who has been hot in these NIL streets. But if we're going to be on the subject of cars, now she has a deal with Mercedes. All right. So there's so many different ways that you can create your own sponsorships, and you don't have to be, this top athlete or an athlete at all. But if there's something that you use, all right, if there's something that you use and like you have credibility in using this thing, you understand the brand, you know it, you could pitch that brand and ask for a sponsorship. Like you could legit pitch for that brand. If this is the one thing that you're always telling your friends, like, oh my goodness, dude, you got to get this. Well, you might want to get paid for putting dollars into that brand's pocket without them even knowing it. All right. So that's one thing you could do. Merchandise is another. So you can create your own business. Merchandise does not have to be physical. We always think of merchandise being a physical thing. But you could create products. So merchandise, it could be bags, accessories, collectibles. It could be online products like the all access pass or a digital book. You can create these things and make money from it. So typically, if you're looking at someone and they're saying, or you know someone who has a business, chances nine times out of 10, chances are they have found multiple ways, multiple revenue streams within that business. So if you look at me, for instance, I have merchandise. I have books for sale. I sell legal services, which is my bread and butter. Those are multiple revenue streams that you are creating or that I've created, right? So what can you legitimately create that is authentic, that is trustworthy, and that can make you money doing something you already do? Like you're not reinventing the wheel. Another example, this is the third point. Another way that you can create a revenue stream is through collaborations. Let's say a college athlete collaborates with a local restaurant and they're creating a signature dish or a drink. Well, that partnership, it could generate so much buzz. It could attract fans to the restaurant. And what could happen as a result of that collaboration is the athlete receives a portion of the gross sales from that collaboration. This is how you make money. Now let's tie collaboration back into merchandise, because you can still do the same thing. Let's say you collaborate with a brand for merchandise that you have not created, but you're going to sell that merchandise. And we typically hear or see this as affiliates. But every time you sell that merchandise, you get a percentage off of the sale. So you're still collaborating, and that collaboration is bringing money into the company who created the merchandise. And so you get paid a percentage of the sales. All right. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Fourth way. This is the fourth way that you can create a revenue stream with your name, image, and likeness. Speaking engagements. A lot of people don't really think about speaking. There's a colleague of mine, another businesswoman, who sent me over a video the other day. And I'm listening to this video. Two amazing, phenomenal former professional athletes. Jerry Rice was one of them. I'm the name of the other guy slipping my mind. But they gave such powerful speeches. I mean, I'd never heard either one of them speak before. I think the other guy's name was Eric. I never heard either one of them speak before. But they took not just the glamour of being a professional athlete into their speaking, but they also talked about the setbacks, the mindset issues. One of them had a bad drug addiction. He talked about that. He talked about overcoming it. He talked about, someone challenging him and saying, you know what, you'll never be better than this. And he took that and he said, okay, I'm going to show you. You can legit change people's lives with what flows out of your mouth. And you can charge people for it. How about that? All right. So you can create a revenue stream from speaking. And if there are certain things that you have experienced in your life, and it doesn't have to be negative. I think we always hear people, especially as motivational speakers, we hear these triumphant stories and we think to ourselves, oh my gosh, I don't have anything like that to share. So how am I going to speak? But there might be a skill set that you have. People might be struggling with confidence, or they might be struggling with what is the word when like someone self-confidence, I guess, like with their appearance. They might be struggling with that. And maybe you have overcome it. Maybe you had a weight issue that you've overcame. Maybe you're the first entrepreneur in your family. No one could give you guidance on how to become an entrepreneur, on how to build your business, but you figured it out. And not only did you figure it out, but you like is doing the darn thing immediately within 3 months. Let's say you're 6 figures or 7 figures and no one taught you this. People are going to want to know, how did you do it? So you can take your experience, your life experience, or your professional experience, and you can speak for that. Another revenue. You can get paid to speak for with your story, which is another revenue stream around name, image, and likeness. One example would be former NFL player Chris Borland. He retired early due to concerns around like his concussions. And so he went and embarked on a speaking career to advocate for player safety. I mean, that is huge. That's huge. Someone who suffered a career-ending injury. And most players, and I've talked to a lot of them, most football players, like that is the thing that they want to do. Ain't no time for injury. Ain't no time for sitting on the sideline. Like that is not the mindset that they have. They think that they're going to play football for a very long time. And so what happens if a young man does not have that realization? But not only does not have that realization, what happens if even though they have to leave the game early, they have to leave their sport early with an injury? You don't think other people are going to want to know? How are they doing? How have they, treated themselves? Like, what is the progress? And other people don't know what is happening behind the scenes with their family, the people who love them, the appointments that they have to go to, like their doctor's appointments, or their mood swings, are there this, is there that? You know what I'm saying? So he was able to take that experience and turn that into a revenue stream. Athlete safety. All right. Fifth way to turn your name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream is endorsements. Now, y'all, you can endorse, right? I have a client right now, someone asked or pitched them to endorse their next project, but they don't really know and don't believe that the endorsement would be in alignment. So if you're going to endorse something, you have to make sure that it is authentic to you, to your brand, and that is in full alignment. Because when you endorse something, you're basically saying, I tick all the boxes for this business, for this person. Whatever happens, I'm ticking it. Like, I endorse it. Yes. You ever hear those commercials, those political commercials? I approve this message, right? That's an endorsement. You are endorsing what people are selling or what they are saying. And so you just really, really want to make sure that before you endorse anything, that it is in proper alignment with your brand. Proper alignment with your brand. So an example of an endorsement would be a professional athlete becomes the face of a national sports drink brand. And I think we've seen this all over the place. And this individual will show up in commercials with this drink, or it could be clothes or whatever merchandise, right? But basically, wherever they are, whatever they do, they have this, whatever that endorsed thing is, they have that with them. And then they get paid. Obviously, they get paid for endorsing it. Okay. So the reason why I say making sure that it's in full alignment is because if something happens with or around that brand and you've endorsed it, you really want to think about how it will look. What will be the damage done to your brand, right? And sometimes I think, especially as young entrepreneurs or new entrepreneurs, people who are just, this is their first time getting into entrepreneurship, period. I think we want to be so quick to make money that we don't stop and do due diligence. And it is important that you do. It is important that you vet the people who you want around you, the people who you say, hey, I want to collaborate with you, or I want to endorse you. Because if you make a mistake, it could cost you a lot, right? It could really, really cost you a lot. So 5 ways that you can turn your name, image, and likeness into a revenue stream: sponsorships, merchandise, collaborations, speaking engagements, endorsements. All right. So if you did not write this down, when this video is over, I want you to run this back and write those things down, but also write the examples down so that you are prepared. But let me be 100% clear. That is not the only way. Those 5 things are not the only way to create money with your name, image, and likeness. It is not the only way to create money with your name, image, and likeness. All right. So if you guys want more information, you want to be supported, you want to join a community of professionals and athletes who have done this, who's still doing this, who's still leveraging their name, image, and likeness, then you want to join the All Access Pass or get the All Access Pass and join the Athletes Making Moves community. You will not be sorry. All you need to do is go to bit.ly/All Access Pass. That is bit.ly/All Access Pass. Again, bit.ly/All Access Pass. And it needs to be in all caps so that you will be taken to the right place. If you guys have not yet joined our newsletter, I want to encourage you, go to the Athletes Making Moves website today, subscribe, get on our mailing list so you don't miss any of the lives, the events that we have going on, promos, special offers, all sorts of things, because this is definitely a community of individuals that I vet, right? I'm a little picky with the type of people that I want to have around me. So I'm vetting the people who are in my community. And if you want to join a dope community of athletes, current and former athletes who have businesses, who are leveraging their name, image, and likeness, and who's making money doing it, well, then this is the place where you guys need to be. So make sure you go and get the All Access Pass. It is literally, let me tell y'all a little bit about the All Access Pass. So today launches our promo. The All Access Pass at full price is $297. Until September 5th at midnight, you can get this for $97. Literally $97, and it's a pre-order, right? But it's going to be all 3 days of NIL Combine live, all 3 days. All right. We have day 1 that's almost done being wrapped up and edited. That's going into that portal. And then we're almost close to having day 2 and day 3 wrapped up to go inside that portal. So you're going to get access to all 3 days. And when I tell y'all, the information was just, it's good. It's so good. I mean, we got former professional athletes who were at the event, who spoke at the event. I mean, there's so many tools to help you to not only recognize what your name, image, and likeness is, but to monetize it in a responsible way, and in a way that is authentic to you, authentic to your brand. So you don't want to miss this. If you're looking for some type of support around landing large marketing deals, understanding how agents factor into this role, because you can have an agent and not be an athlete. It just depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to get into the entertainment space, we have or had a world-class attorney come and talk to us about getting into the entertainment industry. Someone who represents large filmmakers, large brands. So I'm sure the All Access Pass has a higher value than $297, but I'm telling y'all, you get this starting today at $97 up until midnight on September 5th. That's all I'm saying. So if you want this, you want to be empowered, you want to be positively impacted, you want to understand name, image, and likeness on a deeper level and start breaking down barriers, this is the thing that you need. Go to bit.ly/all-access pass, bit.ly/all-access pass, and make sure you put that in all caps, guys, so you can be taken to the right place. I am Sivonnia DeBarros, a protector of athletes, and y'all know I love talking to y'all. I love seeing you. I love empowering you and impacting you. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us this week on What Are You Sporting About podcast. Make sure to visit our website, prosportlawyer.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite platform is, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or iHeartRadio. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, What Are You Sporting About? Attorney Sivonnia DeBarros is available for private consulting at sldebarros.com. And remember, we're here to educate, support, and guide you in your journey to success, because we're all sporting about something.